See the slams, the dunks, the coaches and the players. Catch the excitement of Pac-10 basketball. Root for your team this weekend on KOLD. It's Wildcat Action Saturday at 5 on Channel 13.
Finally, there's a Saturday morning show for grown-ups. It's called Great Weekend. A whole hour of weather, sports, entertainment, health, and news updates from around the country.
Are you sure this is Saturday morning?
Yeah, there's finally something for us.
Great Weekend, the adult choice.
Saturday morning at 10 on Channel 13.
The spirit of Arizona.
Now, capturing the spirit of Arizona, this is Channel 13 News Nightcast with Vic Caputo and Jerry Cartwright, meteorologist Jimmy Stewart with weather, and Kevin McCabe with sports.
Hello again. Jerry has the night off. Jeff Oldfather will be joining us tonight. A tense scene tonight at Tucson's El Con Mall. During a heavy shopping period, a man was shot in what police think was an attempted car robbery. Authorities spent several minutes searching the crowded mall after the gunman ran inside.
Brian Ziegler is standing by in our newsroom with an update. Brian?
Jeff and Vic, only one man was injured, but it could have been much worse. Tucson police say about 5 o'clock tonight, 26-year-old Walter Giodecki of Tucson tried to steal a car outside the El Con Mall. Now, he approached 73-year-old Malcolm Michaud in the parking lot between J.C. Penney's and the Foley's department store. When Michaud refused to let Giodecki into his car, Michaud was shot in the chest. He was only grazed, and his wound isn't serious. After that, though, Giodecki confronted another man, but again was unable to get his car keys. So he fled inside the Foley store, and in minutes, between 15 and 20 police officers were looking for him inside the mall. He finally was caught inside Foley's, and police speculate his motive for the shooting was car theft.
Our only indications for what he did was he appeared to be trying to steal a car. Is from what it looks like. He tried to force Mr. Michaud into his vehicle, possibly to drive him away and then later take the car.
Giodecki is being charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault and also 1 count each of attempted armed robbery and also kidnapping. His initial court appearance will be tomorrow in Justice Court at 2 p.m. Back to you.
Well, Brian, as you said at the top, darn lucky it wasn't worse. Could have been.
It could have been. Actually, the wound that Mr. Michaud received was only superficial, about 3 inches across his chest. As you saw in the video tonight, he was able to walk away from the incident, but it was a crowded store at the time, and it could have been much worse.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
9 men have been indicted in Los Angeles for the murder of American drug agent Enrique Camarena. Among those named, reputed Mexican drug lord Rafael Quintero, now behind bars in his native country, and the former Mexican police official who at one time headed up that murder investigation. Camarena was killed in 1985. A 17-year-old teenager who held his classmates hostage at gunpoint may be tried as an adult. After a detention hearing this afternoon, juvenile court transferred Donn Duncan to Palo Verde Hospital for psychiatric evaluation. Now, during the hearing, a psychiatrist testified about Duncan's mental state. Because of the sensitivity of the testimony, reporters were barred from the courtroom temporarily. Yesterday, Duncan pulled out a gun during French class at Sabino High School, and for an hour, he held more than 30 students hostage. Eventually, he released them and then gave himself up. He now faces more than a dozen counts of kidnapping, aggravated assault, theft, and burglary. The Pima County Attorney's Office says Duncan should be tried as an adult because he is a danger not only to himself, but to others.
In the wake of that incident, a supportive get-together was held tonight at Sabino High. School officials made it clear to the media that this was for hostages and their families only. Cameras were politely but firmly told to stay outside. Afterward, however, participants said they were glad they attended.
Really, it helped me. It helped me to realize that what I felt was okay and to realize that that's the unity between people, is that they just want to feel loved, that they want to feel important, that they need to share their feelings and communicate with each other and get that unity so that you don't feel like you're afraid or that you're alone.
The person who spoke to the group tonight will return to Sabino High next week for another talk with the kids in the classroom. I don't know about you, but I could use some good news about now, and we have it. Up to 500 new jobs could be created in Tucson by the end of the year, thanks to a major manufacturer who has decided to move here. McCulloch Corporation makes chainsaws and lawn and garden equipment. It is closing down its Los Angeles and El Paso operations. At a news conference today, the company announced that it's moving its headquarters, manufacturing, and distribution operations to Tucson.
One thing Tucson offers that most cities can is it's very close to our Mexican assembly operations. We have assembly operations in Juarez. We have assembly operations in Hermosillo. The city does offer a major airport. The city does offer a major interstate highway. The city offers railheads. There's other advantages. It offers a quality of life.
South Point Industrial Park will be the site of McCulloch's plant that's scheduled to open by the end of the year.
It now costs Pima County substantially less to care for indigent patients. Some more good news at 4 Tucson nursing homes that have lowered their rates. Devon Gables, Desert Life, Valley House, and Villa Maria are charging $41 a day. That's a cheaper rate that could allow transfer of some of the 100 patients currently at the county nursing home.
Well, there weren't very many people that were going to give it much of a shot, but those behind the old Pueblo Trolley just keep on pushing. And although it didn't go very far, as Mike Boyd reports, the trolley did roll out today for the very first time.
Not the answer to all of Tucson's transportation problems, but it's a start. The old Pueblo Trolley is coming closer to a reality. Today it was rolled out to test its first few feet of track, and to one onlooker, it will be a welcomed addition to Tucson.
Brings a little culture to the town, brings a little fun to the town, and gives people a chance to enjoy public transportation.
The effort to get the project on track is a volunteer one. Dick Wachter spent a career on the rail, and Win Moses, he was the son of an engineer.
Well, my father was a railroad man, and I've always had a fascination for a steel wheel on a steel track, and this is as close as I can get out here.
If all goes well, the trolley will roll in about a year.
Initially, it's going to be kind of a tourist attraction, we think. A lot of people are going to come down that live here just to ride it, just for the fun of it. And a lot of people that are visiting in town are going to do it because it's going to add one more interesting thing for people to do while they're in our community.
From the terminal at 9th, it'll go up 4th to University Boulevard. And if you have a good imagination, instead of car traffic moving down University, there'll be this. Mike Boyd, Channel 13 Nightcast.
I can feel it already.
Yeah. When we come back, the governor has his day in court, and if all goes according to plan, he'll have a
Wednesday.
A new look at the war.
All the latest news.
Up close and personal. Are the boys gonna like me or not?
China Beach, Wednesday.
Now which way? The map.
There's a draft from up there.
It must be a ventilation shaft.
Wait!
That must lead straight.
Thousands to evacuate. The broken levee was only 5 years old, and Utah's governor says he'll find out why the water was able to break through. Warning sirens did sound, but most people thought they were just being used to ring in the new year. Just about everyone is back in their homes tonight.
Officers will continue their search tomorrow morning for 2 men suspected of shooting a sheriff's deputy in the Winslow area. The search is going on around Interstate 40 near Winslow in northeastern Arizona. A Navajo County sheriff's deputy was apparently shot by 2 men in a stolen car. The deputy, Bob Varner, is in critical condition in a Phoenix hospital. He was shot 3 times. Authorities believe the men are using sophisticated stolen weapons. Tucson police officers wrapped up a special crackdown on drunk drivers early this morning. TPD had 60 extra officers on the streets. They patrolled from 8 last night to 4 this morning, and the results from that crackdown are in tonight. Officers picked up 36 people driving under the influence. They issued 250 citations to drivers on the road, and in all they gave 627 drivers verbal warnings.
A tragic beginning to the new year in Brazil. A boat full of people there celebrating tipped over and it sank within minutes. 42 people are dead. Authorities believe the ship capsized because it was overcrowded. Some reports say the captain of the ship did not want to take it out to sea, but was told he'd be fired if he refused. The ship was headed out so those on board could watch the New Year's fireworks. Most of those on board are from Brazil, but there are reports some Americans were there too. Investigators going through the debris from Pan Am Flight 103 have found another body. When the plane exploded over Lockerbie, Scotland, all 259 people aboard were killed. 17 of those bodies have not yet been recovered. The head of the FBI says it has accepted an offer of help in the investigation from PLO leader Yasser Arafat. Officials say Arafat's contacts with terrorist organizations may help in what promises to be a long investigation.
It's extremely important, I think, that we prepare ourselves for a long-term investigation. There were many tons of baggage on that plane, Sam, and it's all got to be gone over, all got to be looked at, all has to be retrieved, all has to be analyzed. So we're set up for the long haul.
Meantime, an alert has been issued for the Athens airport in Greece. Authorities are on the lookout for terrorists with false passports who may be in the area.
Pope John Paul is calling for 1989 to be the year of peace and justice. He spoke to more than 20,000 people at the Vatican this morning. It's his annual New Year's address. The pontiff is asking kidnappers in Lebanon to release all of the hostages being held. He also says there needs to be more respect for minorities around the world, that everyone needs to work together to make the world a place of peace and harmony.
Well, the new year brings some changes and some anniversaries that made some difference in history. We'll have more on that when 9 News continues.
And Tucson gets closer to its past with trolley transportation.
Because of Sun Valley Waterbed's New Year's Day sale, bowl games were postponed. Now we've extended the sale through January 2nd with the lowest prices of the year and no payments until April. This isn't good for football, but it's great for waterbeds. Everything in stock is on sale with savings up to 50%, including soft-sided waterbeds, oak beds, and bookcase beds, plus huge savings on sheets, comforters, and bedroom furniture. Sun Valley Waterbed's New Year's Day sale has been extended, and Monday, no one will outsell us. No one.
Tomorrow, only at the all-new Tucson Chrysler Plymouth, we're discounting every new 1988 and 89 Chrysler Plymouth in our inventory. You'll save up to $4,000. Plus, buy a new car and get free personalized license plates. Get a brand new Colt for as little as $59.99. But it's tomorrow only. Discounts up to $4,000 on new Chryslers and Plymouths. Plus, get free personalized license plates. It's all tomorrow, and it's only at Tucson Chrysler Plymouth, 901 East Broadway, where you'll drive home a deal.
It's time.
It's time. It's time to get back to basics. I'm talking about a complete chimichanga meal for only $2.79. I'm talking about the original Gordo's chimichanga, and right now that includes a free Pepsi or iced tea.
If you love chimichangas, I mean if you really, really, really...
Then it's time to go to Gordo's on Broadway, just west of Combe.
It's time.
Hi, I'm Ray Combs, new host of Family Feud. I'm sure you're asking yourselves, Ray, where are the young game show hosts of tomorrow coming from? No problem. I'm raising them. Here you see the future, a dynasty of MCs ready to meet the challenge.
The survey says it's the #1 answer. You look lovely, Vanna.
Obviously, the black sheep of the family.
Family Feud, weekdays at 4:30, right here on KGUN9.
Cuba celebrates an anniversary tonight.
It was 30 years ago when the communists took over. Fidel Castro led a group of rebels that overthrew the government and brought the Iron Curtain closer to the shores of this country. Castro went on nationwide television tonight urging his people to keep his revolution strong. But in the late 80s, there are signs of discontent among Cuba's young people. Housing is in short supply, food is often rationed. There's also speculation that when Castro dies, Cuba will be in store for another upheaval. His charisma is credited with keeping order in the country. While there is no order in the Israeli West Bank, Palestinians continue their uprising against occupying forces. This is an anniversary as well for the PLO. It was 24 years ago when the first attack against Israel was launched. Palestinians demonstrated openly to mark the occasion until soldiers moved in to break it up. 13 people have been deported because of their involvement in the uprising, and the army is worried that extremist factions will step up the violence even as the peace talks go on.
1989 is bringing some changes in this country that affect a lot of people. A whole string of new laws is now on the books. Medicare patients are now covered for catastrophic illnesses with only 1 day's deductible. Most workers will now be vested in their company's pension plan after 5 years rather than the current 10. Millions of people should now be eligible for retirement benefits. Workers at certain manufacturing plants are now entitled to 60 days' notice before a company can close the shop down and issue pink slips. Also, people who earn more than $48,000 a year will pay more to Social Security, $225 extra each year.
Congress has the job of looking for ways of cutting extra deficits in the budget, and with President-elect Bush saying no new taxes, it will not be easy. Leaders of the Senate on both sides of the aisle say something has to be done, and they are looking to the White House for leadership.
We'll end up in a budget summit. President Bush will have a representative there, and we'll hammer out some kind of a package. Now, President Bush then says that he will accept revenues. Then I think some of us would, but it's going to be up to the president-elect to do that.
He has said there'll be no new taxes, and the fact of the matter is you can't pass a tax increase without the president's signature.
And the federal government may be hearing from Tucson about some money needs. It would help pay for the 4th Avenue trolley that used to run up and down the street decades ago. As Stephen Lynn reports now, work goes on to stage a comeback.
Right now, manpower moves the 4th Avenue trolley. This summer, electric power will. That's when the trolley is scheduled to grip the tracks on 4th Avenue and roll up and down the street for the first time in decades. The trolley will eventually link the University of Arizona, 4th Avenue, and the downtown area. But that's eventually. Right now, this group of volunteers is rebuilding the trolley, using some parts they make themselves. They began 5 years ago. They'd hoped to be finished by now, but they aren't.
Things that we thought would be very simple have turned out to be a little more difficult, and things that we thought were impossible we did quickly.
While the electric trolley is being worked on, a gas one on wheels runs the 4th Avenue route Fridays and Saturdays. And Tuesday, the City Council will decide whether to ask the federal government to help pay for a larger wheeled trolley to take the smaller one's place. It will run the route to keep public interest up until the restored trolley is ready.
It enhances a historic trolley because it brings more people down here, and it's helped us a great deal in raising funds to restore the trolley.
In the end, putting the trolley back on 4th Avenue will cost about $500,000. Stephen Lynn, 9 News.
A warming trend has come to town along with the new year.
And aren't we glad about it, too? John Paul's up next to see how things will shape up as we head into this week.
Relaxing at home, enjoying your holidays.
Toyota dealers coast to coast are gearing up for the final push. Our 10th anniversary Toyotathon has been a huge success. A great selection, special incentives, plus big savings on option packages.
The deals have never been better, so take it easy today. But not you. Be prepared to hurry in tomorrow.
Remember, it only happens once a year.
It's too big to miss.
Don't let Toyotathon 89 pass you by.
Thanks to you, they're running again at Rillito. Hi, I'm Rex Allen, inviting you back to Rillito Park this weekend for exciting Pima County Fair racing. There's nothing like seeing the Sport of Kings live, with pari-mutuel wagering on 10 quarter-horse and thoroughbred races each day. Have your own New Year's celebration on Saturday and Sunday because there'll be no racing, but start your new year out right with a full day of races on Monday the 2nd. Get through the gate at Rillito Park, North 1st Avenue at the river.
If I just use less, if I just stop for a while, she doesn't understand. I'm fine. I mean, I'm doing okay. My boss, if he would just get off my back. Seems like it takes more and more. It's not working anymore. Dave got clean. He said O'Reilly Care understood. Something's got to change. I mean, anything's better.
If you think there's a problem, there is.
O'Reilly Care is the first step to a better life.
Calling out around the world, season's greetings from us to you.
We'll bring out the old with a fond farewell, and then ring in the new. Bells are ringing, children singing.
There's magic in the air.
'Tis the season, and you're the reason. KGUN9 is always there.
Happy holidays, everybody.
From all of us at KGUN9.
Sun Valley Waterbed's New Year's Day sale has been extended through January 2nd. As a result, college bowl games will be a little quiet this year.
One lucky lottery player will start off the new year a whole lot richer. That person was the only one to match the 6 numbers drawn in last night's pick game. The jackpot is over $3.5 million. Once again, those winning numbers are 8, 11, 12, 18, 32, 34, and the bonus number is 20.
Although I got to tell you, I like those numbers that we saw on the weather just a few moments ago.
Could you believe the high for today?
Oh,
That was
wonderful.
nice. Even higher than we had advertised.
What a nice New Year's present.
It wasn't
huh?
bad.
Yeah.
All things considered,
I
it
liked
wasn't bad. Even if you had, possibly, if you might have had a headache, it wasn't bad.
Did you have a headache this
No,
morning?
not Norma, no, but she did advise me. She did blow her horn last night. We didn't get any of it.
I saw firecrackers all over town, and fortunately, we didn't mention this earlier, but there were no traffic fatalities.
Well, that's
in Tucson.
important. That's important to
good.
point out.
That's good to know.
People did probably the right thing.
People
Maybe
chilled
they had
out
a designated
and were driving
driver,
then,
possibly.
yes. There a couple people here had some designated drivers, too.
We keep that under our hats. The high, as we said today, was rather warm. It was 69 degrees. Let's take a look now and see what's going on at this very moment as the temperature drops even faster than Jim dropped that line, okay?
Ooh.
45, would you believe? Yeah. It's on its way down. Not going to be as nippy as last night, but it's not going to be very warm either. Don't put the blanket away just yet. Partly cloudy skies now. That's a beautiful shot. Jim, where's that? Up on Mount Lemmon, possibly? Looks like. Beautiful shot. Wish we were there. Maybe not now, but this afternoon. Okay, meanwhile, back to business. The winds are out of the northwest now at 6 miles an hour. Humidity 31%. Barometer 30.02 inches. It's on the rise. Around town today, here's what happened to the folks hereabouts. 72, you notice, popped up about 3 times around the valley this afternoon. Happened out on the west side, where they're now down to 43. Foothills had a 72, now down to 40. East side, 66, down to 45. Looking a little further out, you can see Green Valley cooling off considerably, down to 39 degrees right now. Out in Catalina, 38. Mount Lemmon, 20 degrees. They've still got that solitary 4 inches of snow up there. They're hoping to add something to it, increase the family, but so far, no luck. Let's take a look now at the national satellite map, see what's going on. We'll see some movement. This movement down here concerns us in particular. There's some moisture flowing up to us from the south. That low-pressure system we've looked at through the entire weekend was centered off Southern California. Now it's moved a little bit eastward, centered over Baja right now. It's kind of anchored there, pumping moisture into the southeast corner of the state, though. There could be some showers for the folks, maybe Bisbee, Douglas, Sierra Vista tomorrow, but for most of us, probably not going to be affected. And also, in case you were wondering, Brad will be along in a minute, but tomorrow for the Fiesta Bowl, looks like good weather in Tempe, so I know Brad will be happy. Maybe you will, too. Anyhow, you can see all these clouds moving across here. Mostly what that boiled down to today was a lot of warmer, moist air above the surface, then closer to the surface, some cooler air. And believe it or not, even though this radar shows very little activity as of about 40 minutes ago, there was a lot of activity going on through the Kansas area and on across towards the Great Lakes. Some snow, some sleet, some hail, and a great deal of fog all the way from just south of Chicago through central Illinois, clear on down to almost New Orleans, as that air mixed over this area, causing a lot of fog problems. In fact, portions of Pennsylvania got some snow today along with the fog, and portions of Kansas and moving on over towards Missouri and Indiana have fog alerts out for the remainder of the evening, so visibility not good through this region because of all that very dense, moist air. Chicago had a 29 this afternoon. It was 25 there in Omaha. Up in Boston, a 33. Moving westward, still not all that warm. Billings, a 26 this afternoon, and their low was 2 degrees. But the coldest spot in the nation, Gunnison, Colorado, not unusual for them. They had 22 below for their overnight low this morning. And down here in Lakeland, Florida, 85 degrees. So that was the long and the short of it. Here's what's going on. We talked about that moisture. It's moving in our direction, but it's mostly to the south of us. As we say, probably not going to cause a problem for most of the state, but you can see the cloud cover streaming once again. There's cloud stream up from that low-pressure system down here that's kind of anchored itself now over central Baja. It will be moving to the east. We'll see what happens in the next 24 to 36 hours. But today, this is what did happen. Lots of 40s. It was warmer up at the canyon than we thought so, too. 48 degrees, over in Kingman, a 51. And look at a 65 in Phoenix, but over in Yuma, only a 63, and down south, 61 in Nogales. Kind of a little bit pushed around, but A-okay. 64 up there, or 44, I'm sorry, up in Cholo. And tonight, look at some of these temperatures. Last night, Flagstaff got down to 1 degree. That was the... Tonight they're forecasting a warming to 7 degrees. Up at the rim, it'll be 9 degrees. Phoenix, the Central Basin is kind of cool too, 38. Possibly will be their very warmest temperature tonight. And down south, lots of 30s. So it's cooling throughout the entire state. A lot of cold air moving through, but that's what we expect about this time in January. Let's look closer to home. We have an overnight low on tap of about 31 degrees. This morning's low was 29, so we're about in the same range. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, and because of that moisture streaming in, 10% chance of showers, but you'll all realize that's not very much. So we probably won't be a gully washer. And the high around 66 again, so should be nice.
Yeah, that sounds good.
For those folks who don't have to go to work, it'll be even nicer.
Like me.
Yeah, like Norma Cancio. But Jim, you'll be working, won't you?
I have to work tomorrow.
Yes, well, okay.
Thanks for reminding me. Appreciate that very much. I'll see you later.
Rubbing salt. Goodbye.
Some big football playoff games on tap this first day of the year. Brad's up next with sports.
You'll have a recap of what was hot this past year. Stay with us.
The 7-Eleven Bowl Bash.
Takes it 2 yards deep in the end zone, and he's bringing it out to the 30. Shakes off a tackle.
In case unexpected guests drop by, stock up and save on all your beer and all your soda at the 7-Eleven Bowl Bash. The 7-Eleven Bowl Bash, official sponsor of all your bowl game needs.
Hello, boys and girls. Today we're visiting our friend Jerry Wall TV. Can you say that? I knew you could. This is Jerry's TV shop, where he gives free estimates. This is one of Jerry's trucks that makes $7 service calls to your home. These are Jerry's guaranteed TVs for sale. This is Jerry. Whoops, wrong slide. This is Jerry. Call for expert and economical service on TVs, VCRs, and stereos.
When legal disputes threaten, the People's Court Peacekeeping Mobile zooms into action.
Sacred blue! Oh, sacred, you're blue!
Hey, you two ought to watch the People's Court. See how Judge Wapner would handle this.
Doug, more trouble. Let's go.
I guess the Vikings practice here didn't do them much good, huh?
You know, last year it did. It paid off, but maybe they won't come back the next year. Last year, the Minnesota Vikings came to Tucson preparing for their NFC semifinal matchup with San Francisco. The Vikes won that game, so when the same two teams were set to meet again this year, the Vikings returned to Tucson hoping for some more playoff magic. It didn't work, as the Niners' Jerry Rice caught 3 touchdown passes in the first half, and Roger Craig added a pair of fourth-quarter TDs. Niners roll 34-9. This in the stick. Joe Montana rolls to the right side, finds Jerry Rice in the corner of the end zone. 14-3 Niners, looking very good today. Then it was Montana to Rice again. This the third touchdown of the day for this pair. An 11-yarder to make it 21-3. Vikings really out of it. Roger Craig scored a pair of touchdowns this afternoon. This was the second of the day, an 80-yarder with 9 minutes left in the game. And the Vikings would lose this game by the score of 34-9. The Niners avenged last year's loss. Now, next Sunday, the NFC title game has the Niners on the road against the Bears. The home team has won that contest the last 8 times. That is set for Chicago at Sunday, 2 o'clock. In the AFC semifinal, the Buffalo Bills hosted the Houston Oilers behind touchdown runs from Rob Riddick and Thurman Thomas. The Bills advanced to the conference title game, stopping the Oilers 17-10. Orchard Park we go. First quarter, Buffalo's Rob Riddick goes in to make it 7-0 Bills out on top. They won the AFC East this year. The Oilers got a field goal and had a chance to take the lead. Warren Moon finds Drew Hill. Watch, he slams into the goalpost right there, but they ruled he was out of bounds, and so no touchdown. The Bills go 14-3 as Jim Kelly gives to Thurman Thomas an 11-yard touchdown, and the Bills playing quite well at home for their fans. Oilers make a late rally. That's a drive right there by Mike Rozier, and the final reads 17-10. Buffalo winning at home. A week from today, it's the Bills in Cincinnati to meet the Bengals. The winner goes to Super Bowl 23. Tonight's Gator Bowl will be best remembered as the final college football game for Georgia's Vince Dooley. After 25 years in Athens, Dooley led his Dogs against the Spartans of Michigan State for the final time. A lot of big plays in this game. In the second, Georgia quarterback Wayne Johnson scrambles, finally links up with Rodney Hampton, a 30-yard touchdown, and a 17-0 Georgia lead. Then it was Hampton again, this time on the pitch out. He makes a great cut to the left side, comes back, gets a couple of nice blocks. He is gone, a 32-yard run to make it 34-20 Dogs. The final reads 34-27, and Vince Dooley is carried off the field for the final time as he ends a brilliant career at Georgia with 201 victories and a national championship in 1980. Well, for Tucson sports fans, 1988 was a year to savor, a year that will not soon be forgotten. Tonight we take a look back at the year that was.
We begin our top 10 countdown with Friday night's Fiesta Bowl basketball classic. In the title game, Sean Elliott goes wild, scoring a career-high 36 points on a variety of jams and jumpers. The Cats win their 4th straight title, dropping Pittsburgh 88-62. At number 9, Tucson is paid a rare visit by one of the world's track kings. Edwin Moses, who has dominated the hurdles like no other, comes to Tucson, preparing for his last Olympics in Seoul, South Korea. At number 8, proof that the life of a sports photographer is not without hard knocks. At a Sunnyside football game, one of the Blue Devils says hello to Bill Coit. Moving to number 7, a unique story of courage and hope. Marty Parker, afflicted with cerebral palsy, trains long hours as he dreams of a trip to the Paralympics. He returns from Seoul with several medals, the reward for years of determination. The number 6 spot is home to the Tucson High baseball team, which won yet another state baseball title. The Badgers have owned that crown more than any other team in Arizona history. Pro golfer David Frost owns the number 5 position, as well as a good chunk of the Tucson economy. The South African won the Maryland shootout, then he claimed the Tucson Open later in the week. Overall, he left town with over $400,000. It was called the catch at number 4, Arizona senior Derek Hill's dramatic touchdown reception as the Cats kept their unbeaten streak against ASU at 7 and counting. On to the 3rd spot. The St. Louis Cardinals became the Phoenix Cardinals and quickly won the hearts of Arizona football fans. Against San Francisco, the Cards trailed 23-7 in the 4th quarter, but rallied for a 24-23 win. Their bid for a playoff spot fell short, but the Phoenix Cardinals are here to stay. The number 2 spot belongs entirely to the Final Four Wildcats. It was a dream season for all concerned. The number 1 ranking, the 35-3 record, and a trip to Kansas City. Never has a team captured the community's attention so completely. 1988 will surely be remembered as the year of the Cats. Now to number 1. With little deliberation, Steve Kerr was Tucson's Man of the Year, a cocky, sure-handed All-American boy who battled back from his father's assassination and a career-threatening knee injury to win the hearts of all who met him. His final appearance with the Cats at McHale was surely the best of 1988.
You know, that was such an outstanding year, the Cats Final Four. I don't know if I'll ever have a chance to cover a story that was so emotional, and because it was the first time that it had happened, and it certainly was a year to look back and savor.
Well, you know, the pictures are so great, guys. Not only do you see Lute really getting down, but he and Bobby, that was just...
Yeah, and then Sean hanging, pulling down the nets, something very special. Like I say, for the first time, I don't think... they have a good chance going this year, but I don't think it'll have that same magic that it did last year.
I'm really glad you dragged all the tapes out of the closet.
A lot of work went on that. Bill Coit and also Norm Carcos helped us out on that.
Appreciate it, Brad. Thanks a lot.
And John Paul is next to check our extended weather outlook.
And we're going to show you a little guy who really can claim the title of Tucson First.
Tomorrow, only at the all-new Tucson Chrysler Plymouth, we're discounting every new 1988 and 89 Chrysler Plymouth in our inventory. You'll save up to $4,000. Plus, buy a new car and get free personalized license plates. Get a brand new Colt for as little as $59.99. But it's tomorrow only. Discounts up to $4,000 on new Chryslers and Plymouths. Plus, get free personalized license plates. It's all tomorrow, and it's only at Tucson Chrysler Plymouth, 901 East Broadway, where you'll drive home a deal.
Tanca Verde Dental has been specializing in the treatment of senior citizens since 1961. Knowing what to do with a lifetime of restoration requires extensive experience. When treatment is completed, everything should be fresh, healthy, and attractive. And most of all, it should last, so that you don't have any more dental problems.
Our Get Acquainted offer provides a 1-hour routine cleaning, x-rays, and examination for just $18.
Examine their office while they examine your teeth.
Spirits here in Tucson, we're Arizona's pride. In touch, we're out there with you, working side by side. We're growing strong, we're in touch with all you do. We're the eyes of Tucson, looking out for you. KGUN9, in touch with Tucson. KGUN9, in touch with you. KGUN9. In touch.
The new year.
Just gazing at the monitor, seeing fun and exciting
Bud and
things.
his lovely wife there, and
Bud
Bud
and
her horse, and
yes. Were you
Guy
there?
with his children, I think
Were
it
you
was.
there? Yeah, Guy was there.
They didn't use any pictures of me.
Brad was there, too. I saw Brad.
Yeah, they shot Brad and I, but they didn't use any pictures of me.
Okay, well, enough of that. How about we look at weather? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I think
okay.
that would.
There's weather week. 10% chance of showers will continue on through Tuesday as that moisture moves up from the south, but probably not going to be bad at all. And tomorrow will be a good day for football if you are watching or if you're not watching in person. Brad's over there nodding. Be okay if you want to go. If you're planning to go to Tempe, it will be fine. If not,
I think Brad is planning to go to Tempe.
Yeah, Brad is.
We'll have a report tomorrow night, too. So.
Indeed.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
You don't have to tell Amia Garcia's new son that timing is everything. Being Tucson's first baby in 1989, he obviously knows that already. The baby boy was born this morning at exactly 1 minute after midnight. 9 pounds, 14 ounces, and 1 full head of hair. We don't know yet what the baby will be named. His mom came all the way from Sells to deliver him at St. Joseph's Hospital. Tucson's second baby of the year was a girl born at 12:18 this morning.
9 pounds.
Pretty good, huh?
It's a big baby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's going to probably be a big one when it grows up, too. That's our report on news this evening. Deborah Francis and Steve Schill are here tomorrow morning at 6:30. Thanks for having us in tonight.
Good night.
Good evening and welcome to the Channel 9 Sunday Night Movie. I'm Hank Womanak and it's nice having you with us tonight. We're brought to you in part by the Jim Click Automotive Group, by Southwestern Paint and Varnish Company, Arby's Roast Beef, Champagne Pools, Misty's Gift Gallery, Eastside Pharmacy Complete Waterproofing, ABC Technical and Trade Schools, and Fashion Cuts, the Family Hair Care Centers. This is a good time to tell you right now that beginning in the month of February, my guest host along with me who hosts these movies will be my friend Jim Click, so I hope that you'll join us for the February Sunday Night Movies. We have a good movie tonight, one you probably haven't heard of, but a good story and good actors. Our movie is Electra Glide in Blue, starring Robert Blake, Billy Bush, Mitchell Ryan, Janine Riley, and Alicia Cook. Our story is that of a high-principled Arizona motorcycle policeman who discovers the death of an old recluse. Well, against all odds, he finds out who killed the man and why. Robert Blake is our main star, he of the Beretta television series, born Michael Gubitosi, September 18th, 1933 in Nutley, New Jersey. He started out as a child actor in the Our Gang films of the late 30s and early 40s. And under the name Bobby Blake, he later appeared in Republic Studios' Red Ryder Westerns as Little Beaver. He played a Mexican boy in The Treasure of the Sierra Madre with Humphrey Bogart. But it wasn't until the late 60s that he made his big hit, that of as an adult actor as one of the 2 young murderers in the film In Cold Blood, written by Truman Capote. Of course, he was the star of the popular television series Beretta and also did the Helltown TV series. This being January 1st of a brand new year, 1989, I'll take this opportunity to wish you a happy and prosperous new year. Our movie tonight is Electra Glide in Blue.
I'm Larry McGarry. Do you have an unsightly cracked patio or just plain drab-looking concrete? Or a swimming pool with chips, cracks, or stains in the deck? then call Complete Waterproofing, a division of Stamac Distributing. We use the all-deck coating system, the same system used by Disneyland. All-deck comes in 24 standard colors with a 10-year warranty. For a free estimate, commercial, residential, call Complete Waterproofing, a division of Stamac Distributing, 296-2121.
I'm Ben Poulos of Eastside Pharmacy, and this is our diabetic center. Working as a team with you and your physician, we offer the diabetic patient complete training in the use of our self-blood glucose monitoring equipment, which produces a digital readout of your blood glucose.
Now, Eastside Pharmacy offers this special savings on the one-touch blood glucose monitoring system. Regular price $199.95. Now with manufacturer's rebate, your net price only $139.95. Eastside Pharmacy, 8475 East Broadway.
Home for the holidays? Relaxing?
Then get up, get out, and get over to your Jeep Eagle dealer's Get It In Gear holiday sale. Get it in gear now and save on every vehicle in stock. Get special savings on select Jeep Cherokees, cashback deals on Eagle Premiers while supplies last, plus limited time offers on new Eagle Summits. So get it in gear. Look up, America. See Galloway, Jim Click, Brooks Automotive Headquarters, your Jeep Eagle dealers, where you can always expect the best.
Quality, price, and customer satisfaction. When it comes to swimming pools, go with the leader, Champagne Pools, serving Tucson since 1973. Start planning your new swimming pool now and build with confidence, knowing you're with the best, Champagne Pools. And now we offer complete landscaping services, patio walls, and equipment sales and service. Yes, go with the leader, Champagne Pools. For a free estimate, call 886-8301.